The Lufkin Panthers weekly press conference is brought to you by Whataburger. Have you tasted the good news? Whataburger's beloved jalapeno cheddar biscuit is back. Or here, if you've never had one, a classic biscuit with shredded cheddar and chopped jalapenos baked right in. Try one alone or in a biscuit sandwich, however you like it. Served 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. for a limited time only at participating locations. Come by and see any of their 3 locations in Lufkin. All right, everybody, join me in welcoming Coach J.T. McManus from the Lufkin Panthers. Coach, 12-game winning streak. How cool is that?
Yeah, I didn't realize that until you said it. I knew we've been playing pretty well, but that sounds good. But I don't want to talk about it too much. Don't want to jinx anything. Just keep our head down and keep going.
That's right. You don't want the kids getting the big head, right?
No doubt, no doubt.
So talk to me about the tournament, because it looked pretty good, with the exception, and don't take this the wrong way, but the scoring dropped way off in the Porter game. If you could explain that one too.
Well, a couple things. You know, we knew that we would be able to have a chance to play a lot of players just based on what we expected from some of the teams going in, and you know, we did a good job. We came out against Bryan, played. You know, it's always hard. You play a 10 o'clock game. You got to go eat. You sit around the gym, and you know, everybody tells you how great and wonderful you are, and sometimes you listen to that. And Porter did a good job of, you know, you see some of our scores, and we're not a super high pressing, pressure defensive style team.
Right.
So teams can kind of take time off the clock if they want to. You know, and Porter came in with a good game plan there, and you know, I think Austin hit a 3 at the buzzer at halftime to make it 24-13 if I remember correctly. And so, you know, we definitely were playing at their pace a lot more. So we go in at halftime, and we decided to pick them up more full court man, and just, you know, not so much trying to turn them over, just trying to speed up the tempo and the pace of play, and that's not something that we really like to do, but something that we can do if necessary. And so, you know, we did that and kind of got going, and then you know, continued through the tournament playing. Had a Klein Collins team, a 6A team that, you know, 10, 15 years ago we used to be in the district with, so we're pretty familiar with them, even though it's been a long time ago. They have some familiarity with their coaching staff. We've played them over the last couple of years, and then the first game of bracket play was against Kingwood Park, and we had scrimmaged them earlier in the year, been in the district with them, so very familiar with them, and the kids came out and executed and played really well. And you know, then that Saturday morning was the competition really increased with playing, you know, the host team in Grand Oaks, and I think I saw where they moved into the 6A polls this week. They had been on a 7 or 8 game winning streak. We played them and have a really good player in Trey Lewis that we really made work hard, but he still scored 32 points against us. But our kids just competed and fought and battled and found a way, and you know, then played Arlington Martin, another 6A school, in the championship game. And you know, at that point, it's just kind of a war of attrition. You played six. That's your 6 games in 3 days, and 7th game in 5 days, and you know, there's a lot of tread on the tire. I mean, a lot of wear and tear on the tires. Not much tread left on the tires, and you know, so you balance trying to keep kids healthy in that situation, but also trying to win a game. And so, you know, we got our bench players in early. We talked about that. We got up on them about 8 or 9-0, and they made a little run to cut it to 28-27 at halftime. But I think some of our bench players coming in and giving us some good quality minutes there, you know, allowed some of our starters to kind of get their legs back underneath us, and we came back in the second half and kind of pulled away. I think it was we scored 77 points. So I guess that's 49 points in the second half. Kind of got going and that was the Grand Oaks game. We didn't score that many.
Yeah, 63 against Arlington.
Yeah, 63. So, kind of got going at our pace and got playing again. And, one of the things that's tough in those situations is, you don't have a ton of time to scout, and Martin got into a little set that caused us some problems, but I was proud of the way our kids adjusted after a timeout and kind of took that away from them, shows growth and our ability to adjust in mid-game, and those are things that are important throughout a long season.
Nice. And the takeaway from something like that, how much film study do y'all do afterwards and break down what was happening?
Well, it's kind of hard because you get home, and then the balance is, Wednesday we didn't do a ton just because we knew we had six games coming up.
Yeah.
Sunday we really can't do anything except open the gym. We got some kids that got up here and got in our recovery boots and got into the ice bath trying to feel as good. And then Monday, kind of on to the next thing with Nacogdoches in our district game. So, in that situation, coaches can watch and
right.
But now, today, we'll be able to spend a little more time self-scouting and going back over some things and being able to fix some things and look at some things from the Nacogdoches game before we kind of concentrate on Tyler on Thursday tomorrow. So getting back into a Tuesday, Friday routine kind of helps with your preparation, both getting things fixed within your team and being able to prepare for your opponent. So unfortunately, the way the calendar was set up, we didn't get a ton of time to go back and watch film with the team. So
right.
That's something that just is tough this time of year when you're playing tournaments.
Yeah, that's true. And you mentioned in this tournament early on you got to get in some of the backups in early. How much do you like to play backups versus the starters? What percentage of the time or how many minutes do you like to give backups?
Well, that varies from game to game and depending on the situation and just a lot of different things. But, we've got some guys on the bench that are talented that it's, tough to get them as many minutes as they probably want or they deserve. But, we always try to do that. We've gotten great minutes out of our bench right now and proud of the way those guys, you look at the first four games and in that tournament and the reason that we had some high scoring games was because those kids played really, really well, provided us some minutes and some energy and we trust those guys, tremendously there. There's no doubt.
Nice. If you could call out some of the names of the kids that really stood out in the tournament, as well as some of the backups who played some crucial roles.
No, man, you talk about 6 games. There's a lot of different kids that contributed. Austin Brown, probably was our leading scorer offensively, did a great job rebounding. I think B.J. Thomas had a game in there where he scored 20. I know that Bryson Skinner scored 22 against Bryan in the first game. We get steady play from Jakevian Sanders. I'll say this: we are one thing that I want to talk about is Sanders is about 6'2", 6'3" post player, and so is Javarius White that comes off the bench. And Grand Oaks had a kid that's about 6'9", 6'10". Arlington Martin had a big kid, and those guys just battle. And then Sanders is ultra athletic and can do some crazy things on the offensive end. Javarius had a key stretch where he hit back-to-back threes against Grand Oaks that helped us in that game. And then C.J. Burse had a big three and a big tip from behind still in the Grand Oaks game. And Kevo Moore off the bench provided some great defensive minutes, hit a big three in the Arlington Martin in the championship game. And then, our other guy, Marcellus Parks, who is one of our top returning seniors, is just steady across the board, probably averaged, 8 to 10 points in all 6 games, and just our kids play and trust each other. We kind of lost. Tripp has got injured and out a little bit with a strained oblique, and so that shortened our bench a little bit, and gave some of those guys an opportunity to step up and play, and they did a great job.
Nice. And other than Tripp, how are the team doing health-wise? Good.
Everybody's good. We're just trying to work through that with him, and kind of a difficult injury, to be honest with you. We don't really know. We're giving him a couple weeks rest, and then if he's not better, we're going to have an MRI there to kind of see how to move forward with that.
Definitely. Well, between now and when we talk next week, you've only got 2 games, Tyler and Hallsville. So talk about what changes for you when you get to slow the pace just a little bit.
Well, it's kind of good because I think both of these teams will be strong contenders for playoff spots. And,
nice.
We need to try to get our legs back underneath us and focus on what we need to do. And, so both of these teams we expect to be a jump up in competition as far as competition for district playoff spots. And that's, always a goal. And, Tyler and Lufkin have a long tradition of battling over the years, and Coach Johnson and those guys, he's got some really good players there that we're going to have to game plan and be able to execute against. And then Coach Walker at Hallsville has those guys, really playing well, and they've got really good players led by, and I don't know his name, I apologize, but a 6'9" sophomore that causes a lot of problems, and that's on the road. The Tyler game is here, and, you start playing district games on the road, and that's a whole nother level of issues that we have to deal with. We feel like we've prepared ourselves. We went into tough environments at Tyler Legacy and A&M Consolidated, and then the game against Grand Oaks the other day on their court in their tournament, we feel like helped prepare us for that. So, just handling the situation, getting a little bit better each day, and in a 16-game district format, it's a marathon, and you just kind of got to navigate from game to game, week to week, and kind of make adjustments as you go on the fly. And so, we'll get an opportunity to do that, and we're excited about that, and get our kids going. And, they're awful familiar. A lot of these guys are same guys they grow up playing with here in East Texas and junior high games and some of these travel teams that they play on. So, that makes it good, but it also makes it tougher because some of the coaches are so familiar with each other that, the scouting and the game preparation becomes really important during this time of year.
Right on. Well, once again, Coach, congratulations on the 12 in a row. Hopefully, when we're talking next week, it'll be 14 in a row.
Well, we hope so. That's the plan. But, I know it's coach speak, but all we can control is the next game. And so we just want to kind of keep going 1-0, and whatever that adds up to, we'll be happy with at the end. They don't let me teach math, so hopefully it gets up there high enough where I got to get some help with counting it.
I love it. I love it. Well, thanks a lot, Coach. We'll talk next week.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Are you ready to take your game to the next level? Whether you're an athlete, coach, or just someone striving for more success in life, the Winner's Workshop is your secret weapon. Yes, this award-winning course has transformed thousands of lives, teaching the game-changing principles of sports psychology that Fortune 500 companies, coaches, and top performers all use to win. The Winner's Workshop, subtitled How Sports Psychology Can Make You a Champion, is now available on CoachTube for a fraction of the original $499 price. The Winner's Workshop will help you master focus, mindset, and breakthroughs to make you a champion. Click on the link in the show notes or head over to LoneStarGridiron.com and click on the ad today to unlock your full potential.